Business is a journey of growth, connections, and opportunities. One of the most thrilling aspects of this journey is meeting new people, whether online or in person. It's like supercharging your network, multiplying it tenfold, even 100-fold. But with this rapid expansion comes a hidden danger. Not everyone you meet will have your best interests at heart. Some will uplift you, while others will subtly sabotage your progress, leading you down a path of frustration and setbacks. Today, we'll explore the 7 toxic personalities you'll encounter in the business world. Individuals who can drain your energy, undermine your efforts, and disrupt your inner peace. The good news? Stoic philosophy offers timeless wisdom to navigate these encounters with resilience, wisdom, and grace. In this video, we'll break down each toxic personality and discuss practical strategies for managing them without losing sight of your goals or values. You'll learn how to control your reactions, focus on what truly matters, and filter out negativity so you can thrive in your business and personal life. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who might need it. A simple act of sharing could save them from wasted time, frustration, or missed opportunities. Together, let's create stronger, healthier business relationships. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could transform the way you work and live. 1. The dishonest person. Dishonesty corrodes the foundation of trust, turning promising ventures into fragile, unstable structures. The dishonest person does not hesitate to lie or conceal the truth to gain personal advantage. Their words often sound convincing, their demeanor polished, but beneath it lies manipulation. This behavior doesn't just lead to poor decisions, it can shatter professional relationships and tarnish growth opportunities. Imagine this. You sit across from a business partner at the negotiation table. They seem confident, persuasive, and assured. They present terms that appear favorable, but as you delve deeper, subtle inconsistencies emerge. They avoid direct answers, sidestep key questions, and redirect your focus to superficial benefits. Their goal is clear: to extract the greatest benefit for themselves, often at the expense of fairness or logic. At first, you may rationalize their behavior, thinking perhaps they're just strategic, but over time the pattern becomes undeniable. Their dishonesty leads to distrust, wasted time, and missed opportunities. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This timeless wisdom urges us to hold truth as the cornerstone of our decisions. In Stoicism, truth is more than a virtue, it is a discipline, a commitment to clarity that guides our thoughts and actions. When dealing with dishonesty, the Stoic approach is twofold. Control your response and focus on your principles. Dishonesty, like a shadow, reveals itself over time. When it does, the wise course of action is to step away and protect your integrity. In practical terms, dealing with dishonest individuals requires vigilance. First, verify their claims through evidence. Trust is valuable, but blind trust can lead to irreparable harm. Ask for proof of their expertise, track records, or commitments. Second, establish firm boundaries. Let them know that trust is earned through consistency, not charisma. Finally, when dishonesty persists, walk away. It's not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of wisdom and self-respect. A colleague once shared a story about a partnership that promised transformative success. The other party presented themselves as seasoned professionals with unparalleled expertise. Enthralled by their pitch, the partnership was sealed. But soon, delays, vague explanations, and unfulfilled promises followed. It became clear that the partner had exaggerated their abilities. My colleague, though initially devastated, chose to reflect instead of retaliate. They realized the signs were there: overconfidence, a lack of transparency, but their eagerness clouded judgment. This reflection became a lesson in discernment, helping them approach future opportunities with greater caution. Dishonest people will always exist. They test our patience, challenge our instincts, and sometimes cause us pain. Yet their actions do not define us. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The dishonest person can only succeed if we allow their behavior to dictate our actions. By holding steadfast to truth and integrity, we rise above the chaos they create, and when their dishonesty fades into irrelevance, we remain rooted in what is true and right. 2. The Visionless Individual. The absence of vision in business is like a ship sailing without a compass. The visionless individual cannot see beyond immediate tasks and small goals. They focus on what is directly in front of them, unable or unwilling to explore larger strategies or future possibilities. This short-sightedness can stifle growth, limit potential, and prevent businesses from seizing opportunities that could define their success. I recall a moment from my journey. A friend invited me to invest in a cafe he was opening. The location had great potential. Its position suggested it could become a hub as the surrounding area developed. I proposed a few strategic ideas, envisioning how we could position the business to thrive in the long term. Yet, he didn't share my perspective. He dismissed the suggestions, focusing instead on the immediate logistics without considering the broader picture. Recognizing this, I politely declined, citing personal reasons. Years later, the area flourished exactly as I had envisioned. Unfortunately, my friend's cafe didn't last, as he failed to align his business with the evolving needs of the community. This experience was a lesson not only in discernment, but also in the power of vision. As Marcus Aurelius taught, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." Vision is not just about seeing what is ahead, but understanding the resources and strategies required to reach it. Without this foresight, even the most promising ventures can falter. When you work with visionary individuals, their lack of direction can pull you into a cycle of stagnation. You might find yourself endlessly solving small, immediate problems without ever moving closer to meaningful goals. The energy you expend in these efforts often feels wasted because there is no larger framework to guide the work. Over time, frustration builds and progress slows. Stoicism offers clarity in such situations. It teaches us to focus on what we can control, to plan with purpose, and to align our efforts with a greater objective. If you find yourself entangled with someone who lacks vision, ask yourself, can this person grow into the role required? Can they adapt to a shared long-term goal? If not, the wisest choice might be to part ways and invest your energy elsewhere. A partnership or collaboration without vision is unlikely to bear fruit. A good partner must be able to look beyond the horizon, to dream and strategize for the future. If they cannot see the bigger picture, their inability to plan will inevitably hold them back. As Seneca once said, "To the person who does not know where they want to go, there is no favorable wind." Working with visionless individuals tests your patience, creativity, and ambition. But it also reminds you of the importance of aligning with those who share your drive to grow. By recognizing their limitations early, you can protect your time and focus on relationships and projects that will help you realize your full potential. Always choose to work with those who see not just what is, but what could be. 3. The follower. The follower is a presence that seems harmless at first glance, but quietly hinders progress. These individuals lack the creativity or independence to contribute meaningfully. They do only what they're told, without taking initiative or offering innovative ideas. While their compliance may appear convenient, it often results in stagnation and missed opportunities. Imagine this. You're in a brainstorming session with your team, seeking fresh ideas for a project. Everyone is contributing, throwing out suggestions, debating possibilities, except one person. They nod, smile, and agree with every proposal, yet they remain silent when asked for their input. At first, you think they might need time to adjust, but over weeks and months, their behavior doesn't change. They never challenge assumptions, never propose alternatives, and never step outside their comfort zone. They're content to follow the path laid out for them, no matter where it leads. This kind of passivity may seem innocuous, but it places a heavy burden on the rest of the team. The absence of active contribution creates a vacuum, forcing others to overcompensate. Meanwhile, opportunities for innovation and growth slip away because no one dares to challenge the status quo. As Epictetus wisely noted, freedom is the power to choose our own chains. The follower, in many ways, chooses the chain of complacency over the freedom of initiative. They avoid the discomfort of creativity and risk-taking, but in doing so, they deny themselves the opportunity for growth and achievement. When collaborating with such individuals, it's easy to feel frustrated, even resentful. But Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we can control. We cannot force someone to be proactive or inventive. What we can do is set clear expectations and create an environment that encourages participation. If they continue to resist, the best decision might be to realign your efforts with those who share your drive and vision. A close colleague once shared a story about working on a high-stakes project with a tight deadline. The project required every team member to step up and contribute innovative solutions. While most of the team rose to the occasion, one individual remained passive, merely echoing the decisions of others without offering any input. This behavior not only frustrated the team, but also slowed progress. The project eventually succeeded, but the passive team member's lack of effort was a constant reminder of how detrimental such attitudes can be in collaborative work. Stoicism teaches us that every challenge, including working with the follower, is an opportunity to reflect and grow. As Marcus Aurelius advised, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Use these experiences to strengthen your resolve, refine your judgment, and build partnerships with those who complement your strengths. The follower serves as a reminder of the importance of initiative and creativity in any venture. Surround yourself with those who are unafraid to challenge ideas, contribute solutions, and take responsibility for outcomes. In doing so, you ensure that your work remains dynamic, collaborative, and forward-thinking, qualities essential for success. 4. The irresponsible person. The irresponsible person is a master at deflection. When faced with challenges or mistakes, they focus not on solutions, but on finding someone or something to blame. They fail to recognize the power of ownership, choosing instead to avoid accountability. In business, this behavior can erode trust, disrupt teamwork, and create an environment where progress is replaced by frustration. Picture this: you're managing a project that requires precise coordination. One member of the team misses a crucial deadline, causing delays for everyone else. Instead of acknowledging their error, they blame external factors, unreliable software, an unclear task description, or even their colleagues. At first, you might try to understand, but as the pattern repeats, it becomes clear. This person refuses to take responsibility for their actions. This lack of accountability creates a ripple effect. Deadlines are missed, trust erodes, and morale drops. Other team members, burdened by the irresponsible person's behavior, begin to question their dedication to the work. The damage goes beyond logistics. It affects the spirit of collaboration itself. As Epictetus reminds us, men are disturbed not by things but by the views they take of them. Stoicism teaches that responsibility begins within. It is not about controlling every external factor, but about mastering how we respond. The irresponsible person, however, fixates on what they cannot control, creating excuses instead of taking action. When dealing with such individuals, Stoicism provides a framework for clarity. First, separate what is within your control from what is not. You cannot change their unwillingness to take responsibility, but you can protect your efforts by setting boundaries. Clearly, define roles and expectations and ensure there is accountability built into every process. A friend of mine once shared a story about a colleague who consistently shirked responsibility. They worked together on a marketing campaign where every member had a specific role. This colleague, however, failed to deliver their portion of the work, causing a major setback. Instead of apologizing or rectifying the mistake, they pointed fingers at the tools they used and the timeline provided. It wasn't their fault, they insisted. It was everything else. My friend, determined to uphold the campaign's success, stepped in to fix the issue. But the experience left a lasting impression. No project, no matter how well planned, can thrive if even one member lacks responsibility. Stoicism reminds us to learn from such challenges. As Marcus Aurelius observed, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In this context, strength means protecting your energy and refusing to be dragged into the chaos of blame shifting. Instead, focus on fostering an environment of responsibility by leading with your example. The irresponsible person tests your patience and resolve, but they also teach you the value of integrity. Choose to work with those who take ownership of their actions and who recognize that accountability is not a burden, but a foundation for success. In doing so, you preserve not only the efficiency of your work, but also the harmony of your team. 5. The Unreliable Promise-Maker. Imagine this. You've partnered with someone who seems confident and eager. Their promises sound like music to your ears. Timely deliveries, flawless execution, and unmatched dedication. Trusting their words, you adjust your plans, align resources, and invest your time. But when the critical moment arrives, they falter. Deadlines are missed, excuses pile up, and their once-assured promises dissolve into empty words. The Unreliable Promise-Maker is a master of saying what you want to hear but failing to follow through. Their inability to keep commitments doesn't just inconvenience, it creates chaos, forcing you to scramble for solutions and repair the damage left in their wake. At first, it's tempting to give them the benefit of the doubt, hoping they'll improve. But as their broken promises accumulate, the realization dawns. They are not bound by the same sense of accountability that guides you. As Marcus Aurelius observed, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. Stoicism emphasizes action over empty words, a lesson that sharply contrasts with the behavior of those who make promises they cannot or will not keep. While they may gain temporary favor with their words, their lack of reliability erodes trust, damages relationships, and undermines progress. Dealing with an unreliable promise-maker requires a firm yet composed approach. First, recognize patterns. If someone consistently fails to deliver, no amount of persuasion or patience will change their nature. Protect your time and resources by documenting agreements and setting clear expectations up front. Where possible, create contingency plans to mitigate the impact of their unreliability. A colleague once shared a story of working with a contractor on a vital project. The contractor was charismatic and persuasive, promising results that seemed almost too good to be true. Initially, they delivered small tasks to build confidence, but as the project scaled, their commitments unraveled. Deadlines were missed, and their communication grew sparse. The contractor's inability to deliver not only delayed the project, but also strained relationships within the team. My colleague reflected later, realizing the warning signs had been there: grandiose promises, lack of transparency, and an unwillingness to share progress. Stoicism teaches us not to dwell on the frustrations caused by others, but to focus on what we can control. As Epictetus advised, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Instead of becoming entangled in the disappointment of broken promises, we must pivot and take decisive action. If trust is consistently broken, disengage from the relationship and redirect your energy toward more dependable partnerships. The Unreliable Promise-Maker tests our patience and challenges our instincts, but it also reminds us of the importance of integrity. In a world where words often come cheap, actions speak volumes. Align yourself with those who honor their commitments, for they are the ones who will not only support your success, but also strengthen your resolve to remain truthful and accountable. Let their unreliability fade into insignificance as you focus on building a foundation of trust, resilience, and meaningful progress. 6. The Arrogant Individual. Arrogance is a trait that cloaks itself in confidence, but often reveals a hollow core. Being skilled or accomplished is admirable, and one has every right to take pride in their achievements. But the arrogant individual doesn't simply take pride, they demand recognition, diminishing others in the process. Their words and actions draw a line between self-respect and superiority, making those around them feel small, unimportant, and excluded. Let me share an experience. A colleague I once worked with was undeniably brilliant. Their insights were sharp, and their skills honed to near perfection. But every interaction with them was a challenge. They rarely listened, dismissing the contributions of others before fully understanding them. In meetings, they dominated discussions, brushing off ideas that didn't align with their own. Once, during a brainstorming session, a team member proposed a solution that had genuine potential. Rather than evaluating the suggestion, this individual scoffed and said, "Leave the important decisions to those who know what they're doing." The room fell silent, and the conversation shifted. The idea was never revisited, though it could have been a pivotal moment for the project. This kind of arrogance does more than wound egos. It stifles collaboration, limits creativity, and fosters an environment where people hesitate to contribute. Arrogant individuals may believe they are elevating themselves, but they often isolate themselves in the process, severing the bonds that could lead to greater collective success. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not right to value highly those things that contribute nothing to the excellence of the soul." Arrogance contributes nothing to the soul, nor does it serve the collective good. Stoicism teaches us to value humility, a quality that allows us to respect both our capabilities and those of others. When faced with arrogance, the Stoic approach is to remain steady and unmoved. Do not let their inflated self-image undermine your confidence or contributions. Instead, lead by example, demonstrating humility and collaboration in your actions. Challenge their behavior not with confrontation, but by quietly succeeding in ways that speak for themselves. Dealing with arrogance requires patience, but it also requires boundaries. If someone consistently undermines your value, it's important to assert yourself calmly and professionally. Seek to understand their perspective, but don't allow their superiority complex to derail your focus or your goals. The lesson here is profound. True greatness doesn't demand applause. It doesn't belittle others or inflate itself. As Seneca wisely stated, "No man was ever wise by chance." Wisdom comes from listening, reflecting, and respecting diverse viewpoints. The arrogant individual challenges your ability to stay grounded and secure in your own worth. But in the end, their arrogance is their burden, not yours. Surround yourself with those who uplift, not those who diminish. In doing so, you ensure that your journey is shaped not by the noise of ego, but by the harmony of mutual respect and collaboration. 7. The time-waster time is the one resource we cannot replenish. It is finite, precious, and irreplaceable. Yet some individuals fail to recognize its value, not just their own, but also the time of those around them. The time-waster is the one who habitually shows up late, disregards deadlines, or interrupts progress with unnecessary diversions. Their lack of respect for time can derail projects, sap energy, and leave others feeling undervalued and frustrated. I once worked with a client who was enthusiastic and full of ideas, but utterly indifferent to schedules. Every meeting started late, often with a casual, "Sorry, I lost track of time." When tasks were assigned, deadlines seemed like suggestions rather than commitments. On one occasion, we were collaborating on a project with a strict timeline. Everyone had their responsibilities clearly outlined. My team worked tirelessly to meet our deliverables on time, but when we checked in with the client for their part, we were met with excuses. "I haven't had the chance to review it yet," they said, brushing off the impact their delay had on the entire project. Ultimately, the project was delivered late, damaging not only its success, but also the trust we had in that relationship. As Seneca wisely stated, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Stoicism regards time as one of our most valuable assets, urging us to guard it carefully and use it meaningfully. The time waster tests this principle, challenging us to maintain focus while navigating their disruptions. The Stoic approach to dealing with such individuals starts with setting boundaries. Make expectations clear and emphasize the importance of timeliness and accountability. Where possible, create systems that minimize the impact of their behavior, such as setting internal deadlines that provide a buffer against potential delays. If their lack of respect for time continues, it's worth reevaluating the relationship to determine if it aligns with your goals and values. Dealing with a time waster also requires reflection. Ask yourself why you are tolerating their behavior. Are you hoping they'll change? Are you avoiding confrontation? Stoicism encourages us to address such situations with clarity and resolve, focusing on what we can control, our own choices and actions. This experience taught me a profound lesson. Time waits for no one. It is up to us to decide how we spend it and who we share it with. Working with someone who doesn't respect your time is like trying to fill a bucket with holes. It's exhausting and ultimately unproductive. As Marcus Aurelius advised, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. While this may seem severe, it serves as a reminder to treat each moment as sacred. By valuing your time and working with those who do the same, you create space for meaningful progress and genuine connection. Let the time waster serve as a reminder of what you stand to gain by protecting your most valuable resource. As we come to the end of this journey, let's reflect on the lessons we've explored together. In business and life, the people we choose to engage with can elevate us or hinder us. From the dishonest person who erodes trust to the time waster who disregards our most precious resource, each toxic personality challenges us in unique ways. But through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we find not frustration, but clarity and strength. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control others, only how we respond. By recognizing these toxic traits early, we protect our energy and focus on building meaningful, respectful relationships. Practice discernment, set clear boundaries, and hold yourself to the same standards you expect from others. These are not just strategies for managing difficult people, they are pathways to personal growth. The beauty of Stoic principles is that they are practical. They can be applied every day in every interaction. Reflect on these lessons and ask yourself, how can I approach challenges with greater patience? How can I lead with integrity? With each mindful decision, you take a step closer to mastering the art of living well. I encourage you to share your own experiences in the comments below. Have you encountered these personalities in your journey? What lessons have they taught you? By sharing, you not only inspire others, but strengthen the bonds of understanding within this community. Let's grow together.